Earlier tonight, we told you how a statewide committee is considering changes to the boundaries of Florida's 20 judicial circuits. Speaker of the House Paul Renner wants to know if it'll save money and make the judicial system more efficient. Well, in the final part of our special report tonight, key figures in the 14th Judicial Circuit say consolidation will do just the opposite. 14th Judicial Circuit State Attorney Larry Bassford says you would be hard-pressed to find another judicial system in the U.S. that gets more out of its 20 state attorneys.
If you look to our neighboring states, Alabama population over 5 million, and they've got 42, I believe 43 state attorneys. Georgia, population of over 10 million, have 49. Okay, other states, Pennsylvania, population over 12 million, 67 state attorneys. California, population 39 million, they have 58, I believe. So what do you gather from looking at stats like that? We have a higher population than everybody but California and Texas. They've got 143, by the way. And we're doing a good job.
But Bassford says there are more ways to measure efficiency, like convicting imprisoned suspects. Recent figures show the 14th Judicial Circuit is the most successful in Florida. The 14th was in the top 3 in 37 out of 54 crime categories for prison admissions. First in 16 of those categories. Serious crimes like homicide, child abuse, arson, lewd and lascivious behavior, kidnapping, burglary, and drug trafficking. And the circuit was #1 overall with 6,120 people in prison per 100,000 residents.
6,200. If you look to the east and to the west, I think they're sending around 2,200. What does that mean? We're just following those guidelines more, and we are enforcing the law on gun crimes, mandatory minimums on gun crimes, on drug trafficking, which we know is a problem everywhere.
Some worry our area would not receive the same level of justice or the same attention we currently enjoy.
Our job is to gather evidence and present it to the state attorney's office. We also use them as our legal advice when we're making cases, and the ability to call that state attorney and know that state attorney and say, hey, this is the case we've got. These are the facts. It's critical to our operations to be able to reach out to that state attorney. And to be honest with you, we would not get the same ability to have that personal relationship calling them, helping on issues, because they would basically be overwhelmed.
And consolidating the 14th Circuit will impact both criminal and civil cases.
Remember when the Hurricane Michael came through? Sure. Almost everyone in the 14th Circuit experienced some degree of damage to their home. And if they didn't, they had a friend or a relative that did. We had trouble dealing with the insurance companies. Almost everyone had to either get a lawyer or a public adjuster to get the insurance company to settle with them. The last thing those insurance companies wanted to do was come to Bay County or Guff County or Calhoun County or Jackson County or Holmes and Washington County and litigate those cases in court in front of a local jury and a local circuit judge who, if they had not personally experienced damage and the destruction that this hurricane had caused us, they knew someone that had.
Yeah, I think it's really important that that we see local people sitting on the bench making decisions that affect local people, and making sure, not just from a judge's perspective, but from a state attorney's perspective as well. I think that's incredibly helpful and something that we need, that hopefully the Supreme Court will take into account as they're creating this document.
Local defense attorney Waylon Graham offered another facet against consolidation.
The chief judge has the authority and the power to assign judges to wherever he wants to put them. So everything you mentioned is a possibility. I mean, if the judge wanted to, he could have a local judge here, for example, say Judge Clark or Judge Patterson, getting in the car and driving to preside on something over in Wakulla County or over in Walton County or Okaloosa County. So any of those things could happen, and that would be, you talk about a vast waste of resources, that would be insane.
He's hoping the Supreme Court's Consolidation Committee will see all of these issues.
Well, the Florida Supreme Court has appointed a committee to take input on this issue. Now, they claim that they're unbiased and they have no preconceived notions. I hope to heck they're telling the truth. And right now, when I was talking to Mr. Bassford yesterday, it looks like it's almost 99 against, 1% for. So if the committee is truly independent, and they hand down a recommendation, hey Governor, hey Speaker of the House, this is a terrible idea, nobody's for it, I would like to hope that it dies. But I'm worried at that point in time that the governor or the Speaker of the House may try to jam it through the Florida legislature, and that is very scary.
The committee will meet 6 more times. They also have to meet with stakeholders and the public before submitting their findings to the Supreme Court by December 1st. Any changes would have to be approved by the state legislature during their session next year. You're encouraged to share your opinion with city, county, and state officials. By the way, we contacted House Speaker Renner's office for an interview, but we're told that it couldn't be scheduled and that Renner's letter speaks for itself.